Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this Saturday, April the 25th, the fourth Saturday of the month, which means that Ron Wong and Bill Cooksey are both in studio with me at the same time.
Good morning, everybody. What a nice Saturday.
And that is Ron, in case you were wondering, and Bill is Ron's interpreter.
And by the way,
I'm lost.
if you're
You're lost.
You're going to have time this morning.
Yeah.
To come out to the Memphis Botanic Gardens. It doesn't start until 9 o'clock.
Okay.
With the March of Dimes, March for Babies is going to be out there. I'm going to be out there not only as a board member to support the organization, but I'm going to be cooking hot dogs for all those that attend. Free hot dogs. Oh,
he is the cookie. That's his real name. It's Ron Cookie Wong. You know that?
Come out and see me.
Come out and see Ron.
And support the March of Dimes.
All right, let's talk fishing right now because not too long ago in the Commercial Appeal, I picked up a story and kind of retooled it with talking to some folks from Mississippi, a good friend Keith Mills from down there, and also some of the fisheries people about a poll that was conducted, a survey on a site that I go to a lot, and I know Ron does too. Bill probably does. It's called wiredtofish.com. And they had a listing of the U.S.'s top 10 lakes impoundments for trophy-sized crappie.
And there's 3 of them that are in the top 10.
Well, 3 of them are combined to one. I like that combined.
Yeah.
But number one is Grenada, and we got the young man on the line with us that helped put this thing together, and that's Josh Gowan from Wired to Fish. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning, fellas. How are you?
And I know you love to talk crappie fishing, don't you, Josh?
Well, I do. I'm kind of thinking about Ron Wong's hot dog stand down.
Ron would ship you one, but he still does by everyday mail, and it might take a while to get you one up there. But hey, tell us, Josh, a little bit about the survey you guys did, and what kind of comments did you get when you got listed, folks? Grenada was listed number 1. Of course, we know Lake Washington down near Glen Allen, Mississippi, was second, and then Arcabutla, Sardis, and Eden Lakes were combined and ranked as number 3 crappie fisheries. So tell us a little bit about the survey and what kind of response you guys got.
Well, we had to get out of the Magnolia State.
Okay.
You know? You couldn't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It just wasn't fair to the rest of the country. But no, you know, I've traveled all over and fished a lot of these places, and the tournament guys that travel and fish them. You know, I just reached out to everybody, and then did a lot of research and looked back into tournaments and what was weighed. And you know, the number 1's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no one that disputes Grenada. 2 and 3, you know, when you get to Washington and then Arcabutla, Sardis, Enid, you know, they've all got really, really big fish, but Washington really, you know, it's just come on here lately. And I think this year at the Crappie Masters, they weighed right at 18 pounds and 7 fish.
Yep.
Which is just big.
Yeah. And the numbers in Washington are phenomenal. You can catch a bunch.
It is. It's a great lake.
And I know, Ron, you know, all of us are familiar with Grenada, but you were on Grenada here recently, and so it didn't surprise you, did it, Ron?
It didn't surprise me at all. And then I spent some time on Enid day before yesterday, or 3 days. No, it's been a week now, I guess. Yeah. And I took a friend of ours that we'll be talking about with a little bit later, Pat Calmerton, and he caught a couple of 2-pound crappie. Mm-hmm. And he started to keep them to have them mounted. And I said, wait a minute. I said, a 2-pound crappie is pretty normal around here.
Yeah.
Wait until you get a 3 to mount.
Yeah, and I think that Josh understands that because, you know, right before this article came out, before this listing, or before I did, that they'd caught a 3.9 down there, right, Josh?
That's right, a 3.9, and then they had a 3.87 in the in another tournament.
Yeah,
it's unreal the size of those fish, and what's strange about them if you fish all over is not just the growth rate, but the way they grow.
Yeah,
you just barely ever see a fish down there that's more than 16.5 inches.
They
start
thick.
growing vertically,
yeah.
And they get so big vertically, and you just don't see that anywhere else in the country.
Yeah.
Where you'll have a 16-inch fish. I saw a fish that was a crappie that was 15 7/8 inches that weighed 3 pounds 5 ounces.
Yeah. You know, Josh.
Anywhere in the Midwest, it's a 2-pounder.
Yeah, Josh. I covered the Crappie Masters tournament there at Grenada. I guess it's a month ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And it took 36.5 pounds, 14 crappie to win. But I lost count after 30 the number of 3-pound fish that were weighed in. It was phenomenal.
That's right. There's nothing touches it. And the closest thing is going to be those lakes that are right around it, right down that I-55 corridor.
Right.
They're loaded up.
But did you get response to this, Josh? Was particularly having 5 from Mississippi. What did the Midwest people think? And because you guys,
well, I'll tell you this: Mississippi loves me.
Oh yeah,
they thought it was a fantastic article. I bet it ended up on every news.
It did mine. Yeah,
and the article, it really got legs. And that's great. It's great when something happens like that, when one kind of goes viral and gets out there. But, the irony, I believe I caught more gruff about Reelfoot Lake not being on there.
Yeah.
Lots of
as
numbers.
A trophy lake? Yeah.
Lots of numbers at Reelfoot Lake, but
not
good fish.
Great lake.
My friend, I live on Reelfoot. I mean,
I know you do. You're out of
85. This is my house. I love this lake like nobody loves it. But yeah, no, this was about the biggest crappie. There was someone from Rathburn, Iowa, that was upset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Rathburn wasn't on there where they weighed in a whopping 5 pounds and 7 fish. There's just no getting around the growth rate. It was about places to go and catch trophy crappie. So in the South, where a 4-year-old fish can be 3 pounds plus, can be a trophy fish.
Yeah.
At least in Mississippi, and then these other places, can be 2.5, 2.25, and you can go up north, and a 4-year-old fish is 7 inches if you get up high enough. Those fish live forever, and it takes forever to grow. So we just produce. Huckabee told me a long time ago, our fish live hard and die fast.
I was talking to somebody
true.
that in Wisconsin, a 5-year-old crappie will barely make 10 inches.
Wow.
And
those guys are ice fishing up there for bluegill that we think are, cut bait.
That's good for them because a big crappie won't fit through that hole.
That's exactly right.
That's exactly right.
Be hard on that 2-pound test too.
Well, I know when you go to Reelfoot, do you use an alias now and you got a wig on or something? I mean, so you got to hide out. But no, I think
Reelfoot's still enough. That article was mostly on the internet, so
they hadn't got that. Oh man!
No, I'm not knocking. I'm just saying that they don't. No, I don't get too much stuff. I got a little bit from some of my friends that have resorts down here, but you know what they said? They said we love the article. We want to send it to the Tennessee Fisheries and Wildlife.
Oh yeah, let them know
to show that we're not on here, that we need a length limit on this lake.
Well, that is true. That's
what they're really pushing for, is a length limit down here.
Yeah, Mike Hayes wants that. I know that some of those folks up there, so they're wanting that. We're talking to Josh Gowan. He is with the Wired to Fish and too many other things for me to mention here. Josh is one busy folks, but he's also an avid crappie fisherman. Ron was asking you about. Ron was at Grenada for the event down there, but you just got through competing in another tournament, didn't you, Josh?
Yes, sir. The Crappie Masters held their first tournament in Louisiana this past weekend.
Yeah,
and that was on Lakes Darbone, Hackney, and Clarebone. I think Clarebone is how you say that. I'm not 100% sure, but
no, you're from Saxton. Yeah. I mean, those their language down there, but you guys did pretty good.
Yeah, we did. We came in third. I think there were 61 boats, and just an absolute blast. As far as pre-fishing, spending 5 days fishing immediate post-spawn. I mean, this fish had just spawned. The numbers and size of fish that we caught was unbelievable. To have these post-spawn females right out of the trees, flat across the belly, and still just smashing
minnows. Well, they're pretty hungry after that. But,
yeah, but usually, you'll get this time where they're just kind of fast and really hard to catch, and I mean, just extremely aggressive, big old bucket mouths. But
Yeah.
you pull them up and their bellies were flat, so it was tough. I had a 17-inch fish that weighed 1 pound 14 ounces, and it
Really?
would have probably easily been 2.5 loaded up. But I mean, she dropped everything.
Wow,
So-
that's a long fish to weigh that much.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Now those fish aren't tall. They don't get tall like the
Right.
Mississippi fish. They're like our Midwest fish, but they've got bigger mouths and bigger heads on them. When they come out of the water, they look like a largemouth, like the Mississippi fish. They just don't have that height. But when they load up with eggs,
Mm-hmm.
a 2.25, 2.5 pound fish is not that uncommon fish in pre-spawn, where it's pretty uncommon once you get above the Mason-Dixon.
well, they don't call them crappie. You suck a lot down there. You in a suck a lot tournament.
Sockeye.
Yeah, that's a.
Sockeye, here I was all excited and ready to say sockeye, and you know what they all say is white perch. They all
white perch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And white perch irritates me a little bit because that's not I'm a rider. White perch is not a crappie at all. It's a like a cousin to a bass or something, I believe, or something.
That's right.
All right, Bill.
Bad.
Bill's an editor. He's looking at that.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
Well,
I
a
don't
white
know.
bass or a
Yeah,
white
white
perch,
perch.
is,
Well, you have yellow
is
perch.
really, yeah, it
Right.
is.
That's
it's
a whole
different.
nother show. We'll get Josh back. Josh, we got to take a go and get out here, buddy. But we got your number now. We know where to find you. Again, a great survey. Everybody loves you down here. Okay, in Memphis, in North Mississippi. So.
Well, y'all call anytime. We can talk all the crappie you want to.
All right, buddy. Have a great one. Thanks for being with us, and we'll talk to you later. Okay.
All right, guys. Thank y'all.
All right. Josh Gowan of Wired to Fish. You can go to wired2fish.com. Let's take a break. Come right back. Well, we're going to talk right now with a man that has a distinct Wisconsin accent.
Oh, no doubt.
I hope we can get him on the phone. The guy's been on the road so much,
He stays on the road, best I can
He's
tell.
supposed to be
think
back in
he's-
Sheboygan. Or what is it?
Sheboygan.
Sheboygan. There you go.
And I think, well, he should be off the field hunting.
Well, we're
He had
gonna
a
get
couple
him.
of guys-
All right.
guys
I'll
that-
bet he has a neighbor with the last name ending in ski.
Oh, ski. Really?
Bill is.
He's in it today. All right.
Bill is. I'm speechless.
Let's say
There's nothing wrong with the ski.
we'll come right back, and
He's in rare form.
and it'll be Bill Cooksey taking over here on the hot seat on Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.
Find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry.